that are not medication-based, some things that you can do at home, some things you can do therapeutically that can really help to get this under control. So there is help for this. I love that you're supportive. I love that you're there for her. I love that you have been such a soldier. You need to take your house back. You need to take your house back. Look, you need to recognize and acknowledge that this is a disorder here, obsessive-compulsive disorder, if that is what we're dealing with. But you have to acknowledge that there is a disorder here. You need to acknowledge small victories on her part, like coming here. Give yourself that. You got to acknowledge that. You need to require of her and you of yourself your highest level of functioning possible every day. You can't get in a comfort zone. You can't let yourself digress to a comfort zone. And you need to avoid day-to-day comparisons like, you know, yeah, you did better yesterday. What are you, backsliding here? Every day's different. Come on. And you need to come from knowledge. Like, I hate that you've kept them in the dark and that you've learned some things today, right, about where she is, that this is neurological. Listen, I've given you we've reduced this to some very simple images so you can understand this without going to sleep, because trust me, it gets very detailed. But I think we've given you a very macro explanation that the communication between where thoughts originate and deeper structures where you act on those things, that communication has been disrupted and it needs to be fixed. That's the macro level. That means this is not mental illness, this is neurological. You need to set limits, but be sensitive. And that's what I mean about taking the house back. You have to support compliance. When we come up with a therapeutic regimen, you got to do it. I mean, you just have to do it. And you need to keep communications clear and simple about this. And you need to be tolerant, but at the same time, you have to recognize that you have to be tolerant of uncertainty. You say, well, what if the door is not locked? You have to learn to tolerate uncertainty. You do need to have some separate time where you can be alone. But you need to limit discussion of OCD. You need to have time where the two of you don't talk about your disorder. You need to have time with the children where you don't talk about your rituals. You need to put boundaries around this. If you want to talk about this for an hour between 10 and 11 at night, then fine. But you set boundaries around the rest of it. You need to require normal windows of interaction here. And you need to have normal activities within the family. The children, they need to bring friends over. And you just don't want to succumb to your pattern. And you two need to negotiate a contract. This is something that you want to do with her, not to her. Because you can't rebel if you agree. I mean, you have to work this out and negotiate these things so you can do it. Do you need to get a divorce? No. You don't need to get a divorce, and you don't need to live like this anymore either. We need to treat this.
A little bit.
I believe that even through all of the distortion, I have this strong belief that people know the truth when they hear it. Look at me. Am I telling you the truth? Do you hearing the truth coming from me? You know I'm right. And can you do this?